Yes, we are. Welcome back to Notre Dame Day, 29 hours, and you are a big part of it. So I hope you're voting. I hope you're helping distribute that $1 million to some amazing programs. Juniors Ben Fouch and Brandon Ruggles realized that some top-notch students and scholars were missing some real opportunity to attend college simply because they didn't have anybody to help them through the admissions process and help them get noticed when they were athletes, noticed by top athletic programs. They decided they would do something about that. They would break this trend, and that's how Dark Horse Recruiting was born. It's a company that brings together experts in college admissions with athletic recruiters. Ben and Brandon are here with us this evening. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, this sounds like a match made in heaven. Ben, your focus was academics, which can be this maze that people can never get out of, young people trying to figure it out, and so many athletes that get lost in the shuffle. How did this happen that this came together?
Yeah, so when I was at the end of high school, there were a lot of really good local basketball players that I knew, kids who had worked hard for a really long time, who weren't getting noticed, didn't have any opportunities. And so I decided I wanted to try to do something about that, kind of have a marketing mind, so I got involved with it. Really wanted to help these kids find places where they could play college basketball, because I knew that they'd put in all the work to get to that point. They just needed that extra little push to get them over the top. So I've been doing that for the last couple years now. And you know, one thing that I've been thinking about is, while I can help a lot of kids who are D1 and D2 type of players, there are a lot of kids that also can't qualify for athletic scholarships.
Sure.
Because there are only $3 billion worth of athletic scholarships available. So I was thinking, how can I help those kids too? And when I met Ben, I figured out exactly how to do it. Ben is an expert when it comes to finding kids money on the academic and merit-based side. So while there's only $3 billion in athletic money that's available to kids, there are $50 billion in academic and merit-based funds available every year. And Ben's an expert at finding that money. So while I find them the opportunities, Ben steps in, makes it affordable, and helps them to find every penny that they can possibly be compensated for to be going to school to play.
Well, and even art athletics aside, the admission process can just be a nightmare to try to work your way through it. What is the role of the mentor in that process?
Well, you know, I think mentorship's really critically important for any student. I mean, for anyone looking to go to college, it's a very, as you said, it's a very complicated process. Every school is different. The requirements, the demands, and even the way that admissions offices look at the students varies. And so to have someone who knows the process is really invaluable. And while some students have that, some students might have, you know, personal counselors that they hire, or they might have better resources. A lot of students don't. I came from a public high school where our counselors had hundreds of students. So to have a mentor, someone who knows the process, can help you develop your understanding of where you would fit, not only helps students get into the colleges, but it helps them identify what they're really looking for in the colleges, and it's going to lead them to be more successful in the long term.
Well, and in so many ways, I think it's access to information.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You just don't know how to get the information, and you guys can get people into the loop, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, and they don't understand the recruiting side of the process either. A lot of people just, especially parents, they don't understand, you know, when coaches can talk to them, when they can visit these schools, what it means when you get a recruiting letter. And so I've had some experience with that at this point, and I'm able to help these kids out. And I think that the two of us together can provide some really valuable consultation for these families that help them get their kids who may not be able to go to school otherwise, to help them find those opportunities to do so.
Well, and if you violate those rules, you can sink a college career before it even starts.
Absolutely.
And there are so many complex rules. Dark Horse Recruiting, where did the name come from?
It was a struggle. Brandon has very high standards when it comes to names, so I kept coming up with all these names and throwing them out to him, and he kept shooting them down, every single one. There were hundreds of them, and so at that point,
This is like a month-long process.
Right. I essentially at that point I'd pretty much given up, and I was just throwing out anything. And we were sitting in a dorm room with one of my roommates, Alex, and we're just explaining what we were doing to him, and we're like, you know, we're looking for those students who really didn't get as much of a fair shake at the admissions and athletics process. We're looking for those kids whose talents haven't been recognized. Like, oh, it's like a dark horse. And that's kind of when it clicked. And yeah, so we have to give credit to Alex for that one.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I thought when I heard the name. The impression that came to me was there are going to be some students who can breeze through figuring out admissions. There are going to be some athletes who are going to be noticed by everybody. But there are your long shots, you know, that they're the dark horse in this. What's your vision for this company?
You know, so we started this company because we just love helping these kids find these opportunities. Honestly, It was just such a passion-based thing. We're both finance majors here at Notre Dame, and we learned so much in the finance program in Mendoza, and we decided, you know, we wanted to take a route that maybe wasn't the traditional finance route at Notre Dame. We wanted to apply those skills to our passions. And so whereas Ben's passion is finding kids those academic opportunities, I love basketball. I love finding kids those opportunities. So my goal for the future first and foremost, it's just help as many kids as possible. We'd love to expand to other sports, other regions. We haven't done we haven't done the girls' side of basketball yet, so we want to start slowly, and we're hoping that from there we can really make this into something special that can help a lot of people.
Well, you're going to help a lot of young people. Ben
hope so.
and Brandon, thank you guys
Thank
very
you.
much.